No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it, and that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. It is life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Right now, the new is you, but someday, not too long from now, you will gradually become old and be cleared away. So as you guys might be aware, that was a quote from Steve Jobs from his 2005 Stanford address. And as you probably all know, he passed away a couple days ago, and that is the reason why this title of the video will be, what do you want to be remembered for? Because I don't want the video to be one of those videos where it's just to get views. This is kind of a serious video, because I watched that, and Steve Jobs, he was amazing. He founder of Pixar and of Apple, two of the biggest companies in the world, and it's just ridiculous. Genius. And when I listened to his full Stanford speech, I actually Googled or YouTubed it and looked it up, and it was just one of those things where it's like, wow, I actually think about my life. Because another thing he said, your time is limited, so don't waste it in living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Oh man, because that's just one of those things where it's just like, oh my goodness. Because at this time he just got cured from cancer, and pretty much he said that this was the closest he's ever become to death, and that I don't know, I've never been in like a really close near-death experience, and I'm really glad that I haven't, but it's just one of those things that you're like, that would totally change your perspective on life and everything else, and your family and everything. And I don't want to like hog up with quotes or whatever, but another one he said, if you live your life each day as if it were last, someday you'll most certainly be right. It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking that you have something to lose. You are already naked. There's no reason not to follow your heart. And I don't know, because I've done that before, just like thinking to myself, if this was my last day of my life, what would I do? And that is just one of those inspirational things that, coming from him, because he has all the money in the world. He could do anything, he could have done anything he wanted to, and he would have had no financial cut, most likely, unless he was like going to space or something. But still, he would still have tons of money left. None of us even would have that much money in 10, 20, 30, I don't know, your whole life you wouldn't have that much money to be able to do some of those things. And even with that, there still is no cure for his cancer as well as his condition, and it's just saddening that the world has lost such a intelligent man, and all these innovations, he's changing our lives. And because I have an iPhone and I want a Mac, Macs are way better than PCs, but it's not about the material things, it's about, what do you really want to be remembered for? Because I want to be one of those people where when I die, they're like, wow, he lived a great life, and not just be a nobody, and it just be like, oh, I would love to cure cancer. And I'm sure there are thousands I bet you everyone would want to say, oh, I cured cancer, but not all of them I don't think would be for the right reasons. Just be like, oh, I cured cancer, blah blah blah. But it's just inspiring that he did so much, and yet he's so humble about what he's done. And So my question for you guys is what do you want to be remembered for? Or what legacy do you want to be that is left behind from after you die? And